Hello everyone, Michael here from Treasure Click, and I'm going to invite y'all to share an unboxing with me of something I hope to be offering in my Treasure Click store pretty soon. And I'm going to talk a little bit about this particular product. When I buy stuff to put in my store, I'm really picky. One or two things is going to happen. Either I'm going to be able to offer collectibles at a premium and make a little money, or I'm going to lose my shirt. So sometimes I'm a winner, sometimes I'm a loser. A lot of it all depends on how a product is described, and I'm also real picky about how I describe the products I put in my store. In other words, I was watching a YouTube video with my wife this morning, and these two ladies, one's a young lady, one's an older lady, they're going through a thrift store and they're looking at these dolls, and the older lady says, "Oh, don't worry, you know, these things can be cleaned and made to look better." Well, you know, anybody who's a collector, they know these tricks. When you send something to someone who buys from you on eBay, they're either going to be very happy or they're going to be very disappointed. And I told my wife, I said, you know, these ladies think that they're smart, but really they're discrediting themselves, and they're able to pick something up real cheap, so they think they can shine it up and sell it at a profit. Nobody's going to know. Well, some people are going to send it right back to you if you do that on eBay, and some people are maybe going to be too ashamed, or I don't know what the right word would be, but they just don't want to, you know, send something back for whatever reason. But that person is never going to buy from you again. So I'm not going to do that to people who shop in my store, and therefore developing my store is a little more difficult than what some people may do to put up an eBay store. If I buy something and it basically has any problem whatsoever that I'm going to sell to a collector, I'm going to fully disclose what the problems are, and I'm going to start the auction very cheap. That way a person buys it in an auction, they know what they're getting, and when they open the package, they're not going to be disappointed. Now here's the part where I'm going to open a package and hopefully I'm not going to be disappointed, and I'm going to have something really nice to offer y'all, because I think I paid a premium for it. So anyway, without further ado, let's get cracking, or unpacking. I know what's in here, so I'm going to be kind of careful how I open it. I do not want to cause damage. Oh, I'll be right back. Okay, it's going to be very important that I handle this with white gloves, and I'll go into some particulars about why that is further along in the video. There again, what's in this box now belongs to me, but hopefully soon it's going to belong to some of you. Oh, this probably wouldn't be my choice of packing. The gum on this lid is sticking to my gloves. There. I think that's a done deal. Now let's see how this person packaged what I have bought. A little bit of extra padding so it doesn't bump around in the box, and he's bubble wrapped my purchase, which I appreciate, to protect it. Now here's a little hint. This is a nice piece of bubble wrap, so I'm not going to throw it away. I'm going to save it, and someone else is going to get this bubble wrap. And in fact, I just used some bubble wrap today to ship out some stuff, so that's going to replace what I had to use. And something else I appreciate that this person did was he protected this with a cellophane cling wrap, so no moisture would. I've got a feeling I'm going to really have something nice here for you guys. We'll get going a little further along. Very conscientious seller, and this, you know, so I'm going to mark this guy in my favorite sellers list, because in the future, if he has something I want to offer, I've got a feeling I can trust him to take good care of it. And what we have here is a Bureau of Engraving and Printing 100 note lot of $2 bills. These are star notes. They're low digits, and they're 2013. They're from the Bank of New York, and so far they're looking pretty good. I'm going to stop the video for now and get these ready to take a closer examination, and we'll talk about these notes some more before I put them on eBay. Okay, I'm back, and I was telling y'all that it's important how you handle these notes with white gloves, and you know, the one reason is this paper is very sensitive to the oils in your skin. Even if you don't see, if your hands appear to be clean, and you don't think they're oily, believe me, they're oily. Hence, fingerprints. You know, at crime scenes, they come around and dust them. So, if you're going to resell these to someone else, it's very important how you care for them until you do. So before I did anything, I've got all of my notes protected in semi-rigid, acid-free note protectors. That's going to keep me from inadvertently causing damage to these before I pass them on to someone else. And like the buyer before me did, he protected them. Maybe the first note and the bottom note may have been subject to mishandling. I don't think so. They look good to me. But could be some fingerprints on those two. All the notes in between probably got no fingerprints. And you know, if at any time someone sends their notes off to a grading service, more than likely they pass UV light over them to look for smudges, smears, fingerprints, other types of damage that you can't see with the naked eye. And when they put a grade on that note, a lot of it has to do with the paper quality, and you know, they know how the note has been handled. So very important that you take care. If you're going to sell paper notes, handle them with care, because you're going to find serious collectors of paper money are very finicky. If you happen to miss a problem and pass it along to them, it's going to come back. And it's going to cost you money. It's, best to protect your investment from the time you open the box until the time you mail it off. I'll talk about that in another video, mailing stuff off. But taking a little bit close look at these notes, I'm very happy. One of the things about these notes that I particularly like is their star notes. Star notes are replacement notes that whenever the Bureau of Engraving and Printing prints a note, or they print them out on sheets and then they cut them. So if there's any damage to a sheet of notes, or even a single note on a sheet of notes, they'll destroy that sheet and they'll come back and they'll make another sheet with the same serial number. But when they do that, they have to put a little star right after the serial number. Now when star notes are made onto red seal notes and silver certificates, they put the star at the beginning of the serial number. But these are small size Federal Reserve notes, and they're just $2 notes. So the second thing I like about these notes is they're New York. So they're from the New York Reserve Bank, and you're going to see the 2s at the 4 inside corners of the note that signify the New York Reserve Bank. And so these notes are, in my opinion, very collectible $2 notes coming from the New York Reserve Bank, and that is significant to this series of notes. The second thing that's good about these notes is the centering on the edges. The print is well centered, and so there again, this will increase a higher grade if these are sent to a grading service. Also, the corners have no feathering, they're pointy sharp, and the edges have no feathering. They're razor sharp. So, and the paper quality is, in my opinion, a high graded paper quality. You may not be able to see it with my camera, but there's a fair amount of fibers in the paper. Red, blue, different color fibers that collectors look for when they're collecting notes. Okay, so that's the first quality aspect. The second quality aspect is, or let's look how people collect notes. Some people like to collect notes in sequential order. Why do they do that? Well, for one thing, that's a good indication that the note has not been tampered with or damaged coming out of the BEP pack. The chances of finding sequentially numbered notes in circulation are next to nothing. So when you can buy notes in a series of 3 or more, or even 2 or more, that's a pretty good indication of quality. Not always, but usually. So that's one segment of how people collect notes. I mean, paper money collecting is unique because it's one of the numismatics that has no precious metal value. So, people that are collecting notes, they have to be pretty careful about why they buy them, because if they buy the wrong note, they're just going to be face value and nothing more. You got to buy the right note, and for the right reasons. And so this is just an exceptional package of notes that I'm offering here. Now, another thing that's really cool about these notes is there's all kinds of good numbering. I call them fancy numbers, but they're low numbers. They each have a 00 prefix. And like this one here is 2474, so it repeats. That's really cool. See, I've just found all kinds of great notes in this package. Repeaters. Here's one. This is a repeater and a ladder. It starts with 00 and it ends with 11. In this lot I found some repeaters, I found some ladders, I found some radars, and some of them are in my store already. It'll take me a while to sell through these, and I'm not in any hurry. I love $2 bills, I love crisp uncirculated currency, and I love numismatics in general. So I just wanted to share this with y'all, the opening and why I put these items in my store, and just let y'all know they're there. And they're definitely collector quality. Anybody who buys these will not be disappointed, and they'll be happy with my packaging, because I'll get these notes to you in great condition. They've been white glove handled from start to finish. They were enclosed in acid-free note holders, semi-rigid, from the time I took them out of the BEP pack. And this is just a wonderful set of items in my store, which is coming along nicely. And and don't forget about my Silver Eagle 100 subscriber contest giveaway. I lost a subscriber somewhere, so I'm back down to 60. So I've got 40 more subs to go, and I'll be giving away this 2016 MS69 Silver Eagle. I'm looking forward to that. And I want to thank you for stopping by. Hope you consider subbing, visiting my store, adding me to your favorite sellers on eBay, liking the video, and just know overall that I'm grateful you're here. Hope the new year gets off to a good start for you, and I'll be checking in with you later. See ya.
Oh, that's greasy.
That's really fucking greasy.
Yeah, it's greasy.